Hi, it's Ileana. So I was discussing how there are giants near and under the Serpent's Mound, and the Serpent's Mound is in Ohio. This is a snake-like feature that's a mound, and there's electromagnetic energy around it, so it's highly protected. It's very ancient. And I learned recently that the Adena tribe had built the Serpent's Mound, and these tribes people were ranging from anywhere about 8 feet to 10 feet tall. So their bones were excavated in the 1800s by archaeologists, and the skulls and the bones were big in density. And one of the bodies was of a man anywhere between 25 years old to 30 years old. And this man did not have any wisdom teeth. So they think he might have actually been maybe even younger, like adolescent perhaps, when they excavated the grave sites. So giants in the US, in some parts where these ancient mounds, there's giants. I looked into the giant in Florida, what's named Quetzalcoatl or Viracocha. No such giant in Florida. There were giant bones found near a river in Florida, but that was an isolated incident in the 1800s as well. And then I looked into the giants under Afghanistan, and when I did a type of remote viewing, it showed me that there are large cavern systems under Afghanistan that have ancient primitive type giants who have 6 fingers on their hands and toes, double rows of teeth. They started waking up because of the weather changes. Our planet is warming up. We're going through a warming phase. Everything on the planet is warming up, and other planets are warming up as well. It's just part of a natural cycle of the temperature changing. Where we are in the Kuiper Belt, like where we are in the Oort cloud in comparison to the Kuiper Belt. So these changes have to do with where the planet is situated, at what time in history. So these giants started waking up from stasis, from hibernation. These ones have staffs, and they're very strong, but they were found to be somewhat aggressive in Afghanistan. They're not the type of giants who are the ones under Antarctica. Those ones are in stasis chambers. They're in pods, and they're anywhere from 12 feet to 36 feet. And they were using advanced technology even before Atlantis. And these ones, they came from Jupiter, Saturn, Venus, and other planets, from what I could see. So they were using advanced technology. The ones under Afghanistan, they're more kind of giants that are very much physical and nature-based. So they don't have advanced technology. They're more primal and connected to nature. And they weren't in stasis pods. They were sleeping just a natural hibernation. And they were woken up because of the changes on the planet, what was happening with the temperature. Plus soldiers going in and stuff and sort of disturbing where they are. as well in cave exploration. That had an impact on them waking up as well. So this is what I've been able to find out about the giants through doing closer up remote viewing and actually going in and trying to look for historical records where giants were discovered. So I was able to confirm the Ileana giants near Serpent Mound and under Serpent Mound. I was able to find some research about the giants under Antarctica. Those are in stasis. But again, no confirmation, like actual physical research confirmation on the giant under Florida, Quetzalcoatl, Viracocha, Ninjazita, whatever you choose to call it. No evidence of Anunnaki giant under Florida at this time. That cannot be verified, but giants did roam the earth. So when it's colder, apparently the giants are bigger. When it warms up, the body tends to shrink and become smaller in size. This is how the ancient giants were like. When there was an ice age, when it was colder, they were bigger. When it was warmer, body size shrank, depending on what was happening on the planet with temperature. So that has to do with body size as well. It's very interesting. This is what I've learned. The colder, the bigger. The warmer, smaller, shorter, like typical 7 feet tall, from anywhere from 5.5 to 7 feet. That's the average human size and how tall you get. What we are now. And it's warmer on the planet. It's getting warmer. Jenny Lee had remote viewed the giants with the 6 fingers that came out of hibernation from Iraq under Afghanistan. There's cavern systems under Lebanon, Jordan, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, where these giants were in the caverns. They were in hibernation stasis, not in stasis pods, but hibernation stasis, natural hibernation. And due to the climate change, they woke up because it was getting warmer. And they had a special type of a purple staff that they carried with them. It's a special tool. So there are giants under Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Lebanon, Jordan. But these giants are not kings. They're not Anunnaki. They're different types of giants from ancient history. They're more primitive, but they do have brain capacity and they have a psychic connective consciousness to communicate with each other. They're the ones that woke up. They're not royalty. They're not kings. So Jenny Lee has proof of this in her remote viewing from September 2021. She had sent me the map of where the giants were in the cavern systems, what the giants looked like. She sent me her remote viewing last year. So I've seen this, and it's nothing as what is being described by this JP whistleblower who purportedly works for the US military. That individual said that there was a giant under Florida that was being woken up, that it's Quetzalcoatl, Viracocha, now Ninjazita. There is no giant under Florida. Like I said, I remote viewed what's under Florida, no giant. Jenny Lee has remote viewed what's under Florida, and there's a portal in the middle of the ocean that leads to inner Earth, where this tree with the seeds of life is that rejuvenates life force energy and heals you. There is a tree with the seeds of life. There's also a fountain of youth, but goes from a portal in the middle of the ocean off of Florida, goes to inner Earth, where those ancient artifacts are the tree of life with the seeds of life for healing and rejuvenating the body, the soul, and making you younger, and the fountain of youth. They're side by side. This is what Jenny discovered. That portal is there in the ocean by Florida, goes to inner Earth. And those are the artifacts there. That is what is accurate and honest. So I'm putting this in with my talk about giants. There was a tribe of giants that lived on Easter Island. Those were the Lemurians from Lemuria. They were those giants. And today all that remains are thousands of large stone carvings that appear to be of their ancestors. So the Polynesians are the ancestors of the Lemurians. They moved to Easter Island. So seemingly they knew how to use anti-gravity to place these stones in the ground. And these stones are huge, depicting large faces. That's what's being depicted. Now, today, some of those statues are buried deep in the mud and the soil, similar to what happened to the Tartarian civilization, which some speculate was destroyed by negative ETs because they discovered free energy and anti-gravity. The Lemurians had been the ones that were able to create these giant statues and move them into place in their own likeness. So that is what the Easter Island statues are. They originate from the Lemurians, from their civilization. Jenny Lee had been discussing her remote viewing of the giants on Instagram in September 2021. And also she had discussed the remote viewing findings of the map showing Lebanon, Israel, Iraq, Iran, and where the giants were moving, and the picture of the giants, and talking about what she was seeing on a show with Michael Jaco, me, and James Rink on November 20th, 2021. So Jenny's information is very credible, it's very honest, and it's truthful. She always has images, maps, and what the beings look like to back up her remote viewing data. We have proof of what she remote viewed last year in 2021. So this is included in this video. You have a chance to get to see what Jenny remote viewed and actually publicly discussed about the giants. I was there. The evidence is there. It was on Michael Jaco's show. Michael Jaco is a secret space program experiencer. James Rink is a secret space program experiencer. I'm a secret space program experiencer. I call myself an SSP asset. And Jenny is a psychic and a professional remote viewer who teaches people how to do remote viewing. And I also teach people how to do remote viewing. We've been doing this work for a while, so we're not beginners. We're not doing beginning level remote viewing. We're doing advanced remote viewing. And you can tell by the quality of her work what Jenny does and how her work is done. By what she presents. She can present her remote viewing findings live on any show, and you can ask her questions about the results once the remote viewings have been completed. And she checked with several other friends who are psychic and remote viewers to verify this information about the giants for what she was remote viewing and seeing at the time. So it wasn't just her data. She checked after her remote viewing was done. She checked in with other people for verification because Jenny follows the evidence. There's always a trail of evidence that Jenny has to back up her work, and so do I.
Hello, everyone. It's Michael Jacob with Unleashing Intuition Secrets. Joined once again by a all these people are extremely popular in the alternate information community. I guess we could call it that, the Secret Space Program and so forth. We all do a lot of different things. And today we're going to focus on some very interesting aspects. We have Jenny Lee, Ileana, and James Rink. Like I said, everyone, we've had a round table before. And it's been a little bit, so we just want to catch up and give you guys some updated information. Thanks for joining us, guys.
You're welcome.
Good to be here again.
Thank you for inviting us.
Jenny Lee, I know that you have some interesting things that you wanted to share. We've been with all of us, I guess we kind of keep in touch a little bit here and there. But you really have some updated stuff, and so does Ileana, so we'll kind of focus on those. We'll start with you, Jenny Lee.
Okay, I talked to Tracy because I think she showed you this too, and I think it was about 2 or 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So Spirit was showing me these giants under Iran and Iraq, and I was just like, I don't understand why they are being consistently shown to me. And so I went and started drawing them. That's what I do. And then I got some information verified that, yeah, this is the situation under there. But what they showed me was there was actually I have the map, but anyway, this kind of goes through the whole country there. You start in Lebanon all the way across. Mm-hmm. So they were showing me a nuke and then going through this line under the ground. It's definitely underground. And so I was confused by it because I usually don't get, I don't know anything about giants. I don't focus on giants or anything like that. So I started drawing the giant, what they were showing me and how tall they were and what they looked like, and I came up with this one and how they were underground. Been down there for a long time, but they were holding an energy source in a circle together. And that was the thing they kept showing me. They kept moving it around so they could not be caught. So I've had some just unusual stuff that you're just like, it's unusual to get this kind of stuff, but it's been pretty crazy lately for that. So I've been hearing a lot of talk about the Nephilims and these, I'd call them, these type of giants that are underneath, but I couldn't tell you. I kept seeing this and I didn't know what type of weaponizer it was, what they were using, but they were definitely carrying something in a circle moving underground, not to get caught. So that was an interesting one. And then I like to get my information verified. And so I did talk to a couple people.
Just real quick, when you say giants, how tall do you think they were?
God, these had to be at least 16. I mean, they were massive. They're massive.
Nice.
And even that, they were showing me the teeth. Their teeth are like a square. I mean, they're that big, mm-hmm. And the smell and the way they dressed and then they show me the water, how it is under there, how the sand was under there, how it leaked down and everything. But they kept moving, they kept moving from region to region, carrying. So it was just a very unusual situation. And then I had a friend verify some of this information. Yeah, they are having some issues with those. And so that was one of a very odd prediction of showing those situations. That was one.
When I was in Afghanistan, there were rumors going around that one of the SEAL teams, and it was, when I say rumors, it's not like, people are making stuff up. When there's rumors that float around and the special forces community and the intelligence community, it's kind of like, it's being kept low key, but it's right. Like some people have had this experience and know this. So there was talk of one of the SEAL teams that actually come into contact with one of these giants like you're describing, and had a little battle with it and had killed it. So we go, this is not anything new. We go all the way back into, David, and Goliath. So we have a lot of different, accounts throughout history of giants. They've been covered up, they've been hidden. So that's very interesting that you're seeing them in these underground facilities.
That's not the only place though. Now I'm seeing them more, and now they've actually showed me. I haven't done the drawing of it, but I've started to in the United States.
Mm.
So
Mm.
I'll post that later, but it's almost like that something has woke them up, okay, in a different way. And so I don't think it's going to be a very strange situation in the future that you're seeing actual pictures or seeing some type of war going on with that situation.
So do you think they're in league with the good guys or part of the bad crew? What's your feel for them?
I believe it's almost like they have to go into I feel like it's weird because I see them in a sleep state and then I see them in a wake state, and I feel like somehow it's like they're waking up and we're not supposed to be on here, this earth. You know what I'm saying? It's just a very weird scenario of timelines that it's showing me. So that we're asleep and now they're saying they're going to wake up. So that's what's kind of strange about it. So that you've got two different scenarios going on with the situation. So I would definitely be interested in, but they're showing me, at least a group of them now. So I'm going to later do the whole bigger picture of it because I'm getting more of them.
So is your
So
feel
it's not a positive
disclosure going forward? More stuff coming through? Yeah.
I think I don't think this is something that we want to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So I think you're definitely going to have outer space forces to deal with part of the situation.
Interesting.
That's what I'm saying for the transportation of it.
The rumors that we had heard is that this SEAL team or this platoon had it was a tough fight, to take this giant out. So they barely were able to take him down. So yeah, I don't think that if they showed up, they'd not many of us could be a match for them going forward. Yeah, if you want to share.
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
So, and this was what was funny. I have it on Instagram, but I do the drawing and I don't look up anything. I just, that's the best way. But this guy actually looks like one I found on Google. The same expression, the face, everything. So it was kind of weird how that was captured. And then the first thing they were showing me is this map of where it started. So this is you got Lebanon, Israel, and then it goes straight across and keeps going underground. So they're just showing me it kept moving and kept moving and kept moving. So hopefully at the end of when I get things done with that, I'll have the whole thing
Nice.
On a map and understood.
Somebody in the chat shared something that I had intuition about. They said that the being a giant came with old age. The cells were under less fatigue in those days. People weren't worked to death. So I think that there are a race of beings that basically continue throughout, through a period of time to increase in size. The older they get, the larger they get. Have you seen anything on that?
These, like I said, they all look different. But the thing that bothered me is what a part of the group in Iran and all that area is they were trying to covet something, hide something, and keep moving it because they needed to. So that was where I was very interested in, it was like 5 around one of this item. That's what I was very curious on that end of this. The ones in the United States that I'm getting, it's not showing an item. It's showing them at a deep state of sleep, but something could shift that.
Well, thank you so much and namaste.